Yes, Mr. Mngomezulu.
So, that motor vehicle just gave description of it. Does it have GPS?
The one that I was driving, my lord?
On that day,
All the state vehicles that are fitted with an AVL.
do you have the GPS?
No, not in the vehicle.
Kuthiwa ke le moto le bewukade uyishayela inayo na i-GPS le abanye banokuyibiza bathi navigator uthi hayi kule moto bekuhamba.
Does it have the headdressers?
The what?
The headdressers on the seat.
That's correct.
Uthi inayo na lento le umuntu akwazi ukuthi ancike kuyo uthi yebo ikhona.
You say accused number 1 was seated on the, was it on the extreme left
That's correct, my lord.
at the back?
Uthi yebo ngiyavuma ukuthi umangalo lokuqala wayekade ehleli kwisandla sesinxele emuva.
At any stage did accused number 1 was seated in the middle, in between the two seats, in between the two front seats?
No, your lord.
Uthi sikhona isikhathi na umangalo lokuqala bekade ehleli phakathi kwendawo elibele esemuva phakathi kwale ihlalo lezi ezimbini ezangaphambili uthi cha.
As he was seated at the back, and Colonel Hadebe,
Hadeb.
yes, seated in front of him, was he in a better position to see the road?
That's correct.
Njengoba bekahleli emuva uKenneth Hadebe ehleli phambili ubekade khona na umangalo lokuqala ukubona indlela uthi yebo wayekade khona.
Do you know from which point, on the left hand side or on the right hand side of that position?
He was leaning more towards the window as he was sitting at the back, looking at the side.
Uthi ke uyazi ukuthi indlela wayekade eyibona kanjani uthi phoyisa wayekade ehlelele ngase sangweni ngase fastereni elibele ebheke phambili.
So in that case, you were so attentive to the position that accused number 1 was seated on.
That's correct, my lord. I have to be attentive.
Uthi bokade umbheke uxwaye kanjalo ngalendlela umangalo lokuqala bekahleli ngakhona uthi yebo Nkosi yenkantolo kwamele ngibe ngixwaye ngalendlela ehleli ngakhona.
All right. So you said you never interacted with you from you from the departure until you arrived.
That's correct, my lord.
Uthi angizange ngikhulume naye kusukela sisuka fikela size sifika la siya khona.
But at all times you could hear him when he's giving directions, as you have testified to Colonel Hadebe.
That's correct, my lord.
Kodwa sonke lesikhathi bowulibele umuzwa uma libele nihamba alibela khuluma no Colonel Hadebe uthi yebo Nkosi yenkantolo.
Okay. Now we are leaving Albertine. You know the direction from Albertine police station to the on-ramp of N3.
That's correct.
Seniphuma manje ngeAlbertine uyayazi indlela esuka eAlbertine ezonifaka lapha na kwi on ramp uthi yebo ngiyayazi.
Which side did you join N3 from Albertine?
We are going as from Albertine, then when you join it on the left.
Manje
You proceed to the east.
I-N3 ningene ngakuphi uma nisuka ngase Albertine uthi siye saqhubeka sayingena ngakwisandla sokusesinxele ngakula eMpumalanga.
All right. Now we are on ramping towards Heidelberg direction.
That's correct.
Shukuthi bese seniya ngase Heidelberg uthi yebo.
From where you on ramp, which is the off ramp that you took before you reach a place where you said you are in First Lawrence? Which off ramp did you take?
The one that says very low.
Uthi eyiphi I-on ramp eniyayithatha njengoba ummangalelwa eqiniseka ukuthi sesifosloras uthi ile ethi Berry Road
Are you familiar with that place?
I know Vosloorus. I can't say I'm familiar because
Sorry?
I know how to go from Albert into Vosloorus. I'm not familiar with the area of Vosloorus especially.
Ummeli uyabuza ukuthi uyayazi na leyo ndawo uthi iVosloorus ngiyayazi ngeke ngithi ngijwayele kodwa ukusuka eAlbertine ukuya eVosloorus ngiyakwazi ukuthi ngifuna kanjani.
After you off-ramped, the traffic control intersection, does it involve or does it entail the robots or a stop sign? The Berry Road where you off-ramped, is it a stop sign or
there is a robot?
Sorry?
There is a robot.
Uthi lo mgwaqo lo okhuluma ngayo uBerry Road kune stop sign phambili noma kunama robot? Wethi kunama robot.
Which direction did you turn?
You turn right.
Baye bajikela ke ngakwisandla sokudla.
All right. Before I proceed on that one, is it a cross or a T-junction? Sorry. Is it a cross or a T-junction where you turn right?
Where you turn right?
Yes.
It's a T-junction.
La ufike khona yini indlela ziyadlulana noma kuyi T-junction uthi I T-junction?
Yes, let's proceed. What do you pass first before you?
You will pass underneath the main road.
Uthi ke udlulani ke uthi sizoba ngaphansi komgwaqo lo ophezulu.
So you had to pass the bridge. Is that what you say?
And yes.
Uthi yebo likhona ibroho khona lapha esiye saldlula.
Soon thereafter you pass the bridge, there is a robot. You agree?
That's correct.
Ngemva kokuthi sidlulele le broho kune robot uthi yebo likhona.
On the left hand side it's a taxi rank. Do you agree? On the left hand side after you've passed the first robot, it's a taxi rank.
I don't agree. I don't agree.
Ngakwisandla sokuthi sesinxele maniqeda ukudlula le broho kune taxi rank uthi cha angivumi.
Okay. How many robots that you've passed after you passed the bridge?
I can't recall, my lord.
Nidlula ama robot ayingadi. Ngemva kokuthi nidlulele le broho uthi angeke ngikwazi ukukhumbula ngoba bengikade ngitshelwa ukuthi ngiye kuphi.
All right, let me just put it to you that as soon as you pass the bridge towards the first robot, there's a taxi rank on your left-hand side, just for your information, but that is not relevant. Let's just proceed. Now you entered Vosloorus. Did you reach or did you come to another robot after you passed the first robot?
My lord, as I indicated, I was being directed. So I will not really remember if we turned before or what.
Uthi ke ulwazi lwakho nje sohlabela mgama nangokho wena ungavumi le ndaba ye taxi ranking ngiyakutshela ukuthi ikhona I taxi rank umbuza nokuthi nidlula ama robot engakho uthi njengoba bengisesengishilo Nkosi yenkantolo bengitshelwa ukuthi ngiqhubeke ngiye kuphi.
I'm still on that line where you were informed by Colonel Khadem. But you were the driver, you were attentive, you pay attention to what you were doing, and you knew that you would be called to testify one day.
That's correct, mother.
Uthi yebo iqiniso mina bengikade ngixwayile futhi bengumshayeli bengazi nokuthi ngizobizwa ngelinye ilanga ukuthi ngizophana ngobufakazi.
For the benefit of your evidence, I know the place you're talking about. When you reach the second robot, what is on your left-hand side? Oh, sorry, when you pass the second, upon arriving at the second robot, where did you turn? Or what were you told to do or to go?
My lord, as I've indicated, my position on that day was to try not to count how many tents, how many robots, what is the tree or what is the thing.
Uthi ke ummeli ngicela ukukunika ulwazi ukuthi leyo ndawo ngiyayazi ithe maniqeda ukudlula ke irobot nina niyena jika kuphi uthi mina umsebenzi wami bekushayela ngalelo langa akusukuthi bekwamele ngibheke ihlahla noma ukuthi sidulani kwamele ngishayele nje ngiye la ngitshelwa khona ukuthi ngiqhubeke ngiye khona.
Sir, I disagree with you. You drove from Albertine without being informed. That was part of your duties. You arrived at Vosloorus, you were informed. I just want to, because the evidence that accused number 1 is going to say, he never gave directions to the driver, neither Colonel Khade. I want you to lead this court as to, at the entrance of Vosloorus, which direction did you take?
My Lord, as I indicated, the accused did mention that he's not familiar with the place. If we can drive him until the entrance of Vosloorus, that is what I did.
Correct.
Uthike mina njengoba sengichazile ukuthi umangalelwa yena uthe akayazi le ndawo kusuka eAlbertine ukuyofika eVosloorus kodwa uma singamtshela uma sesifike eVosloorus kulaye ukuthi uzokwazi ukuthi asiyise ngoba ummeli ukuthi umangalelwa yena uzokhika ukuthi yena wayekade elibele ebatshela ukuthi jikani la nijike la uthi yena akazange akwenze lokho.
Now we are at the entrance where he said, according to you, if you can take me to Vosloorus, I'll be able to direct you. We are in that spot now. Tell us what accused said, because you could better hear him when he was conversing with Colonel Khade.
That's correct, my Lord. From that point, that is when the accused is telling Lieutenant Colonel Ngakube Gambani straight.
Uthike kulaye ukuthi umangalelwa ke ithema sesifika la besithe kuse Vosloorus uye wathi ningaqhubeka hambani straight. You may proceed straight, my Lord.
Proceed. Yeah. You proceeded, yes.
From there, that is when he started telling Lieutenant Colonel Radebe, turn left, turn right, until we reach a spot where he will say stop.
Kusukela lapho ke kulaye ukuthi uye waqala etshela uLieutenant Radebe ukuthi jikani ngapha jikani ngapha ufikela size sifike la athi sime.
So in other words, are you telling this court that you cannot vividly recall the directions that was given by Colonel Khadebe by accused number 1?
Correct, my Lord. Even today, I can't take you to that house.
Manje uthi wena awukwazi ukuthi ukhumbule le ndlela ukuthi ummangalelo wayekade eyitshela uColonel Khadebe kufikela nize nifike kule yanto uthi nanamuhla ngeke ngikwazi ukubuyisa kuleyo nkosi enkantolo.
My Lord, may I consult with my...
Yes.
My Lord, okay, say, I'll just put it to you, and that when Colonel Khadebe tendered his evidence, he never, just like you, precisely gave this court the directions that you say accused number 1 gave you. Just like you. You could not precisely say, he said turn right after 100 meters, you turn left at the stop sign, you drive over the off-ramp. He never gave such directions.
My Lord, are you referring from the point of Albertine until the stop sign or from?
No, I'm referring to the entrance, from the entrance of Vosloorus. As we have just indicated before this court that you cannot recall the turns that accused number 1 said you must make. I'm putting to you that is the same evidence that Colonel Khadebe tendered before this court, that there is no precise recalling of turning, but accused number 1 took them to a particular place.
Well, I wasn't there, but I believe what you're telling me, my Lord.
Uthi ke ngifuna ukutshela ke ukuthi ubufakazi buka Khadebe bufana ncamashi nobaba la ukuthi awuzange wena usho ukuthi umangalelwa uthe sijikela no Hadebe naye akakwazanga ukuthatshela inkantolo ukuthi umangalelwa uthe sijikela uthe naye akasakhumbuli njengawe usho namuhla ukuthi awusakhumbuli.
All right, you arrived at the destination where you said, so okay, let's not get into the part of, is there any place you had to drive to in Vosloorus before you drove back to Albertine? Did you have to go somewhere else?
Negative, my lord.
Khona enye indawo ekuthi niyena kwamele ukuthi niye kuyo ngaphambi kokuthi nibuyele eAlbertine njengoba benise Vosloorus uthi cha.
So if it's negative, I want to be precise with that answer. If it's negative, you mean accused number 2 never directed you to another place other than the place where?
My lord, the accused took us to 2 places in Vosloorus. Only 2.
Umsolwa njengoba uthi ayikho enye indawo umsolwa akazange anise kwenye indawo uthi usise kwindawo ezimbini eVosloorus.
All right. I don't want you to mention that particular place, but it was a particular place. Is it the first place that you went to? Amongst these 2 places.
I'm confused. Can counsel maybe be more specific?
We avoided to mention the particulars of, I think it's one of the redacted parts of the evidence. Hence, the court assisted me in terms of using the word particular place than crime scene. I'm referring to the place, the particular place. I would say the crime scene. Which place did he take you to first? And the other place you did not even mention, what place is it?
My lord, the accused took us to a street where there are houses.
Yes.
And you must remember, during the pointing out, my duty as a driver, I sit inside the vehicle. They got out, he pointed a specific place in front of a house. Then we went to an open space. That was the second point that he pointed.
Manje ke Nkosi yenkantolo ummangalelwa yena usise kwindawo ezimbini. Ungakhohlwa ukuthi mina njengomshayeli umsebenzi wami ukushayela. Uma bephuma mina ngihlele emotweni. Baye baphuma baya ngaseduze kwenye indlu ethize ulaye ukuthi babuya mayiqeda wasihambisa wasisa esidlangalaleni.
In that open area, it doesn't have structures, buildings. What do you mean about open area?
That open area is next to the hostels.
Le ndawo le ngikhuluma ngayo esibini iseduze nehostel.
Okay. Same after that exercise was done, so you had to drive back to Albertine.
That's correct, my lord.
Masenqedile niyena buyela eAlbertine uthi yebo iqiniso.
All right. Now I'm concerned about, you said you mentioned the rights. When was it inside the motor vehicle before you departed to Vosloorus?
Before we departed, we did mention those rights to him, that we are not being forced to do this thing.
Uthi ke ukhulume ngamalungelo. La malungelo lo bamchazisele nini ngaphambi kokuthi nihambe noma bekukuphi uthi ngaphambi kokuthi sihambe sisasela phayane eAlbertine bamtshela ukuthi nawa amalungelo wakho futhi awuphoqelelwa ukuthi uqhubeke ngalento ofuna ukuyenza.
Was it inside the motor vehicle or outside?
They were standing outside.
Bebaphakathi emotweni ngalesikhathi emtshela amalungelo noma bebangaphandle uthi bebame ngaphandle kwemoto.
All right. Before everyone got into the motor vehicle, was it not outside the offices? Was it not outside the offices in Albertine police station?
My Lord, I never entered the offices.
Uthumeli ke ngalesikhathi ekhuluma ummangalelo oqala bekungasi ngaphandle kwama office. Phoyisa liphendula lethi angizange mina ngene ema office Nkosi enkantolo.
And it's procedural that, as you were reading from that pro forma, that an interview was conducted before accused number 1 was taken to your motor vehicle. Can you dispute that? Or it's a common practice?
That is according to procedure, my Lord.
Uthi imigomo isho njalo ithi ngaphambi kokuthi athathwe uyaye ahlonywe imibuzo umsolwa uthi yebo.
So in such a common practice, it would be prudent as well to explain the rights of the person, whether you were inside or outside, but it's a common and general practice that you would explain the rights of the accused.
That is correct, my Lord.
Futhi ke nangaphambi kokuthi kwenziwe noma yini umthetho vele ukuthi amalungelo wommangalelwa anikwe wona uthi yebo iqiniso.
Yes, according to Colonel Khatebe, he said he explained such rights inside the office, room 31, if I'm not mistaken, in Albertine Police Station.
I wasn't present when those rights were read to him, my Lord.
Yes, I'm putting to you that this is what Colonel Khatebe said. I don't say you were present or not. I'm just putting to you that Colonel Khatebe said he explained such rights to accused number 2.
I agree.
Muthi ngiyakwazisa ukuthi uKenneth Hadebe naye ushilo ukuthi amalungelo ummangalelwa ngingamchazisela wona sisase phakathi egumbini u31.
And I believe after he has explained such rights to the accused person, before the completion of the form, accused must have understood what was conveyed to him by Colonel Khatebe.
That is correct, my Lord.
Uthi ngaphambi kokuthi amafomu angagcwaliswa bese kwenzwa zonke izinto ummangalelwa kwamele ukuthi kube uzwisisile yonke into ebekade amchazisela yona uthi yebo iqiniso.
All right. From your experience and from your logical point of view, even common sense dictates, what could be the reason for Colonel Khatebe to repeat such rights for the second time to the accused when you were present?
My Lord, such practice you have to do it because a person can change his mind at any time.
Manje kusuka kulwazi lwakho nobuchwepheshe bakho kungani uKenneth Hadebe aye wafanele ukuthi achaze amalungelo futhi uthi kwamele uwachaze futhi ngoba umuntu angahle aphenduke athi awumchaziselanga amalungelo akhe.
All right. At Phosphorus, prior to the pointing of a particular place, was such right explained again?
Are you referring to when they were outside the vehicle after we were stopped at a point?
No. You reach your destination of ramping from entry to into Phosphorus, where he said you can take him to that place so he will be able to direct you. My question is, at that time when he said now I'll be able to direct you, were such rights further informed?
Yeah, that is what I said before, my Lord, that when after I've stopped to inform Hadebe that we were there, he informed him again to say, that's what he asked.
Kuza ke ukuthi ithema sesenifika la uthe ummangalelwa kula ayiqalise kanjela ukuthi niqhubeka kanjani amalungelo ayewachazwa futhi na uthi into engiyishilo ukuthi iphoyisa liyelamtshela ukuthi ndoda ungahle uhoxe uma engabe awusafuna ukuqhubeka wamchazisela namalungelo wakhe.
My Lord, before I conclude my cross-examination, may I approach you?
Yes.
Thank you, my lord, for the questions. Sir, there's one thing that I want to push across to you as per the version of accused number 1. He informed me that during his conveyance to Phosphorus, he was not talking to anyone. He was just at all material times he was looking down until he was informed that he must get out of the motor vehicle.
I beg to differ with that version, my lord.
Uthi ke ummeli umangalelo wokuqala yena uthi kusukela imoto isuka kufikela izofika la iye yamakhona uthi akazange yena atshele umuntu ukuthi jikani ngapha liphume ngapha. Umangalelwa uthi yena sonke isikhathi bekalibele ebheke phansi lithi iphoyisa mina leyo nto ngiyaphikisana nayo.
Thank you, my lord. That concludes.
Thanks. Mr. Missy?
I've got no question.
Mamalo?
Thank you, my lord. I have no questions. Thank you.
Number 5, Manye?
My lord, we have no question for this one.
Thank you. Re-examine.
Just one aspect. You testify that upon leaving Alberton, you proceeded on the M3 towards Heidelberg direction and then took the Berry Road off-ramp. Is the correct off-ramp Berry Road?
Yeah, I think that is a street, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I know that area, Peru. Next to Leondale. Is that so, sir?
That's correct.
How long you have Leondale?
It's actually very Mareva.
Yeah. Okay.
Uyabuza umshushisi ukuthi uthe manilibele nihamba umgwaqo lothathile uBerry Road uthi yebo inkosi yenkantolo nayo ithi ngiyayazi leyo ndawo kudala ngiyihamba umshushisi uthi leyo mgwaqo uBerry Mare.
Judicial notice can be taken of that fact.
Yes, no doubt. Is it disputed, Mr. Mngomezulu, that photos of a pointing out were taken because you didn't traverse that?
My
You
lord,
are saying he was looking down, fine, but there's no traversing of what they were actually going to do there, whether the photos were taken or whether they were not taken. The only evidence which you adduced is that he says your client pointed out two spaces, one on the street next to a house and the other an empty place. But as to whether photos were taken or not, you never traversed it. Am I correct, sir?
that's correct, my
You
lord.
may if you want to. If you don't want to, no problem.
My lord, I did not want to take
Okay, fine.
the witness to that extent.
Yeah, no.
That's correct.
It's just that justice must be seen to be done.
Confuses.
Yeah, boy. Is that all, sir?
That's all.
Thank you, sir. Yes, Mr. Valerie.
Inkosi yenkantolo beyikade ichasisela nje umnumzana uNgomezulu ukuthi uyakhumbula ukuthi kunezithombe ezithwebuliwe la umangalelwa yena wayekade ekhomba khona awubuzanga ngazo ummeli uthi cha ngicela ukuthi ufakazi lo ngingambuzi ngazo.
Mr. Baloi, are we at the journey?
As a court, I was just trying